Discovery Kids, it's really, really real.
Today on Mystery Hunters, we're on the trail of supernatural creatures. One predicts death.
The other warns of disaster.
I'm going to Ireland to hear the scream of the Banshee. When she screams, people who hear her say someone they know dies.
I heard this awful sound, which I knew wasn't a human sound.
And next morning, somebody was dead.
I'm headed to West Virginia, where people have reported seeing a terrifying part man, part bird.
I'm going in there to check it out.
Whoa, what was that?
And we've all seen TV psychics predict the future.
Don't worry about the vape.
What vape? But how did you know?
Doubting Dave shows how you too can pretend to be psychic by reading people's minds. This is Mystery Hunters. I'm going to Ireland to investigate a very special type of ghost. She's rarely seen, but her cry strikes the fear of death in people who hear her. They call this ghost the Banshee. Each time someone hears her cry, somebody they know dies. The most famous Banshee sighting happened right here on the cliffs of Cragley more than 1,000 years ago. High King of Ireland, Brian Boru, had brought his army to fight the Vikings. The night before the battle, he heard a strange cry. An old woman appeared to him, crying and washing blood-stained clothes. The next morning, King Brian Boru was discovered in his tent, dead. The Banshee is one of Ireland's best-known legends. But if it's only a legend, then why do people all across the country still hear her cry?
It happened just around this part of the house. I would have been about 17 at the time.
Pat Hurley said she heard the Banshee's wail.
That is when I heard this awful sound, which I knew wasn't a human sound.
More than 100 people in this little town say they saw a strange creature.
All of the sightings happened during 1 year, right here in Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Did it crawl out of the polluted muck near the chemical plant? Or did it come down from the sky like some kind of alien? It was seen for the first time on Tuesday, November 15th, 1966.
Two young couples were driving along this road when the creature appeared.
Later, they described the creature to the police as a half-man, half-bird with big red eyes.
Their story made the local newspaper the next day.
After that, more and more people said they saw the creature. It seemed to be showing up everywhere, and it wasn't shy.
I could hear the flopping of the huge wingspan, you know, and I thought that it was just going to pick me up and fly away with me. I thought my life is ended.
People started calling it the Mothman after a character from a comic book.
Can you tell me where you saw it?
In the TNT area.
The TNT area. There used to be a weapons factory here. Toxic chemicals from the old factory still contaminate the mud in the swamps. Could chemicals have turned an ordinary bird into some kind of monster? This is where Marcella Bennett saw the creature. Let's see if he's still hanging around.
Scary Saturday Night Sleepover will be back on Discovery Kids.
It's Halloween. Get your freak on! It's time to log on and freak out. Go to discoverykids.com and get your freak on. Freaky facts, freaking good downloads, and if you find a freaky figure, you get a freaky treat. Freak Week on discoverykids.com.
Scary.
on the Discovery Kids channel. They're smart.
Every one of us.
They're sassy.
Oh, that's bull.
And they're also magnetic, invisible, and constantly disappearing into wormholes.
Deal with it.
Strange Days at Lake Halsey High on the Discovery Kids channel and Saturday mornings on NBC. It's really, really real.
Scary Saturday Night Sleepover is back on Discovery Kids.
I'm investigating the Banshee, an Irish ghost that seems to show up when someone's about to die. So can you tell me what happened?
It was about 11 o'clock one night. I was actually babysitting and I heard a strange crying sound coming from outside, like a child crying, very sad, lonely cry. I went to the back door, I opened it, I looked around, I couldn't see anything. So immediately I thought of the Banshee. And the next day, our neighbour had died.
This tape might have the answer I'm looking for. Could this be the sound that Pat and Paula heard? Have I found proof that the Banshee exists?
I'm down at the old chemical plant here in West Virginia, looking for a creature they call the Mothman. There it is, the entrance to one of the bunkers where chemicals are stored. I'm going in there to check it out.
It's supposed to be like around where she saw it. It said she saw them around one of these bunkers, so. I don't see anything yet. Is there anybody in here? If somebody really wanted to, they could definitely hide out here. I don't like this. I think it's time to leave. Whoa. What was that?
I guess that was just me. I must have kicked something.
Well, if this is the Mothman's home,
then he might have been affected by the chemicals that were stored here. Is that what turned an ordinary bird into a mutant monster? Kathleen Pattenode is an expert on what these chemicals can do to animals.
is it possible that pollution could create a mutant animal?
Oh, sure. This is a picture of some bird embryos that were exposed in the egg, and you can see that the one on this side, the legs aren't normal, they're half the size that they should be, and it doesn't have any eye, and that's a result of being exposed to selenium.
But I'm looking for a bird the size of a man. Could the pollution here cause something like that?
There's not any evidence that chemicals cause things that are part man and part bird, or man that would have wings.
Okay. Maybe it isn't a mutation, but how do you explain what so many people saw? People like Faye Bowen.
Yes, I was about 12. We decided we were going to come out here and just see what was going on, whether it was a hoax or somebody in a Halloween costume. There it was, running right alongside of my car. We got out of there because we never seen nothing like that in our life.
So can you tell me a little bit more about what it looked like?
It was white with sand in it, a sandy color.
Jordan Wan is an artist who can draw a picture of something based on people's description of it.
And it was gray in color, but it was feathers instead of skin.
And it did have the claw feet, like a dinosaur Rex or something.
Yeah, claws, T-Rex claws. I think what you're after looks a lot like this.
Is this what people saw in Point Pleasant? And was there a reason it appeared in the town that year?
Some people think the Mothman may have come to town to warn people about a terrible accident that was about to happen.
Hi, we've got a great email today from 12-year-old Irina Harrison of Bradford, England. But first... Whoa. Strange dream. If you think that was weird, get a load of this email I got from 12-year-old Irina Harrison of Bradford, England. She had a dream that freaked her out, too. Dear Doubting Dave, a few weeks ago I was sleeping, and I had a dream about school. In the dream, I was in class, and I got my math test back, and I saw my score on the test.
Teacher's pet. Teacher's pet. I'm gonna marry a calculator.
The next morning, I woke up and did my normal stuff before going to school. But then, when I got there, I was sitting in class, and everything was just like it was in my dream. I even got the same score on my math test. Teacher's pet. Am I psychic?
Well, Irina, some people call the kind of dream you had a precognitive dream.
Can't seem to find that carrot. Oh, hi, Dave.
Hey, Wiggles.
I'm looking for my carrot.
There are supposedly two kinds of precognitive dreams. The kind where you see something in your future you can change, and the kind where you see something you can't. Let's start with the kind you can.
Suppose you dream about a boat ride you're planning on taking, and in your dream, the boat sinks. So you wake up that morning and you decide not to get on the boat. You go down to the docks, you watch it cast off, and lo and behold, it sinks.
The question is, was this dream precognitive or just a coincidence? And the answer is, there's no way to know.
That's right, Dave.
In fact, nobody has ever proven they've had a precognitive dream.
There are stories about people who wouldn't get on a boat or a plane because they had a dream the night before about a crash, then the boat or plane actually crashes. But that doesn't prove anything, because way more often, people have dreams about accidents and disasters, and they never happen. Of course, your dream was about a test you had already taken, which you couldn't change. Let's look at it from a scientific point of view. You go to school every day, so you dreamt about school. You knew you were going to get the results of your math test back, so you dreamt about that. Nothing psychic there. You did see the score on your math test in the dream, and it did match the score on your test in the real world, so that's something, but even that could easily have been a coincidence. There just aren't that many scores to choose from.
So, Irina, I don't think there's any real proof that your dream was psychic, but I do think it's a cool coincidence. Do you want to see something else that's cool? I floss my brain!
Whoa, what a weird dream about Dave.
Man, I gotta lay off the spicy food before bed.